So I thought I'd start off by asking, like, what does a defiant child look like? And I know you were really specific when we were preparing for this. You said you really wanted me to make sure to put that in quotes,
Yes,
right?
thank you.
So, so can you talk about that?
Right. So the word defiant has such baggage with it. And the way that I look at a defiant child is different than the general population, or as other people I would say to you. So I would say defiance is defined as a child who doesn't follow rules, doesn't doesn't or refuses to show respect to authority, or doesn't follow basic understanding of safety. Not following those things generally earns the child the title of a defiant child. When you're a toddler and you're 18 months to 4 years old, you are defiant by nature. Developmentally, it is appropriate for that terrible twos, the three-nager. That's what it's all about. But those children are learning. They're learning right and wrong. They're learning cause and effect. They're learning what are rules and what are choices. And that's all a part of development. I will say to you with the caveat, though, there are children at that age that wake up ready to fight, and that's a temperament and that's a personality. And that's when parents start to go, wait a minute, my kid's not like Susie. We're always fighting, right? The defiant child really takes shape as we enter school age. You start to realize that this is the child that doesn't follow the rules. They refuse to get in line, they refuse to go sit on the spot. Other behaviors that may be labeled as defiant would be not answering a question when called on, putting their head down, pulling their hood up, pushing classmates, invading people's personal space, or really running out of the classroom, trying to run out of school. These behaviors are all labeled as defiance. Now, let's get into the teenage years. That's when defiance becomes scary, right? Because when we're a teenager, we can do riskier things. I would say to you, though, remember that the teenage brain is sorting things out and thinking thoughts like, oh, yeah, you can't make me, is expected of most teenagers. But again, if we're putting ourselves at risk, we're not following rules of safety, we're unable to show respect, you're going to gain the label of defiance at home and at school. A defiant teenager will not listen to a curfew. They refuse to do their homework. That's a standard defiant behavior. They will yell at, they will cuss at, they will verbally and physically threaten their family. They generally, the thing that makes this really tough for parents is that the defiant teenager generally does not respond to traditional discipline. So revoking privileges, grounding, taking away the car, taking away the phone. I know some parents who like to come at it educationally and make kids write essays on why what I did was wrong or harmful. These kids do not respond to that. In fact, sometimes it seems to fuel their fire even more. And it makes the distance between the child and the parent grow. What I like to remind people of is that what we know about any child that is displaying these behaviors is that they are struggling. The defiant child is struggling.